All right, welcome guys. In today's class, I am going to be teaching you guys how to make a simple 3D minion using Blender. Without much further ado, let's go into this class right now. Okay, first thing first, you just need to open Blender. You open Blender, all you just need to do is to click on General. Once you open Blender, you can come to Edit, Preferences, and then you go to Input, and then click on emulate numpad. Don't forget, this will help you, especially if you don't have a numeric keypad. All right, now I'm going to close this and then continue. Now go ahead to delete this default cube right now. Now I'm going to insert a new mesh UV sphere by pressing Shift A. Once you press Shift A, you go to UV sphere. Now, once this UV sphere is out here, all you just need to do is to press 1, and then you press GZ to move it up. Enter. Now I am going to go into wireframe mode so I can cut this object. Now to go into wireframe mode, all you need to do is to press Z. You click on wireframe mode. And then I am going to press tab to go to edit mode. And then I'm going to click and drag to select this just around the center here. And then I'm going to hit the delete key to delete these faces. Now I have half of the circle, right? So all I'm going to do is to click and drag to select the half. Now I am going to duplicate by pressing Shift D to duplicate. And then I am going to press enter. And then I'm going to press GZ to bring it down a bit, and then press enter again. Now I am going to rotate it. To rotate it, you're going to press R to rotate. And then because I want to rotate it on the X axis, I'm going to press X. And then I want to rotate it 90 degrees. So I'm going to press 90, and then you press enter. Now you repeat the same thing again. You press R to rotate. You press X for X axis, and then 90. Good. So to join these two half circles, you just click and drag to select half of this. Right? Don't forget that we are still on vertex select mode. Now, all we need to do is to go to solid mode. So I'm going to press Z and then switch to solid mode. And since I'm on solid mode, I'm going to click on this my edge select mode. I'm on edge select mode now. And then if I like, I can tilt this global axis down a bit if I want to. Now, all you need to do is to right click and then you click on bridge edge loops. So once you click on edge loops, you can see that we have a capsule now. All right. Okay. Now, I want to make the hand, right? To make the hand of the minion, all I need to do, I'm going to use this same capsule to make the hands and the legs. Now, let me do that immediately. So I'm going to go back to object mode by pressing the tab key. So I will quickly duplicate this capsule by using Shift D. Once I duplicate it, I can just do GX to move it on X axis, right? And press enter. Now I can press S to scale it inside because we want to make the hand. Now I'll press enter again. So what I'm about to do now is to duplicate this small capsule. So I'm going to press Shift D to duplicate and then press enter. I want to rotate it on Y axis. So I'm going to press R to rotate, Y to rotate on Y axis and 90, and then you press enter. I'll repeat the same process again. Shift D to duplicate and then enter, then R to rotate, Y on Y axis and then 90, enter. Then for the last time again, Shift D to duplicate, enter, R to rotate on Y on R to rotate and Y to rotate on Y axis and then 90. Good. Now that I've done this for the hand, I can do G and Z to bring it down a bit, maybe somewhere here, and then press enter. So I'm going to use this now to finish up the hand. So let me increase this a bit and drag this down so you can see what I'm doing clearly. Okay, guys, so I'm going to go back into wireframe mode now. So to go back into wireframe mode now, you press Z, and then you get into wireframe mode. Now I am on wireframe mode, so all I need to do is to go to edit mode by pressing the tab key. I'm on edit mode. So make sure you switch back to vertex select mode. I've clicked on vertex select mode. Now I'm going to click and drag to select this vertices here, and then I'm going to press the delete key, and then you will have to click on delete faces to delete those faces. Good. So all I need to do is to select these vertices here again, and then I'm going to press E to extrude, and then X to extrude it on X axis, and then bring it out a bit. I want to make the gloves, so this will do for the gloves. So I'm going to press enter. Now, once you press enter, we are going to scale it a bit by pressing S to scale, and then you just drag it out a bit. Enter. Now, also repeat same for here. You click and drag to select this vertices here. You press S to scale and scale this one a bit in. Okay, good. Now, let's select this again. Once you select this again, all you just need to do now is to click on edge select mode, and then let's switch to solid mode. You press Z and then click on solid mode. Now we can click to rotate this a bit on the global axis. Now to fill up this face here, all you just need to do is to press F on your keyboard. Good. Now that you filled it up, we are going to press I to insert, and then you just drag this down a bit so we can extrude the hand. Then you press enter. Now let's press 1 again to go back to front orthographic view. So you press E to extrude and X to extrude it on X axis, and then we have the hand. Good. Then you press enter. Now to complete this, we have to, in fact, let me go back to object mode by pressing the tab key. All right, since I have the hand, I'll just have to join the hands together, right? Make sure to join the hands together, make sure you select everything on the hand. Let me click out, meaning you have to select this, hold your shift key, select this, this, and this. Now you press Control J to join. Now it's now a single object. So we are going to mirror it to the other side. To mirror it to the other side, all you need to do is to click on the modifiers property tab, and then you click on add modifier, and then you search for mirror modifier right here. And once you click on mirror modifier, we want to click on this mirror eyedropper tool here, and then you click on this sphere. Can you see that it's been mirrored to the other side? Let me reduce this a bit so you see that at a glance. Okay, now I am going to apply the modifier. You click on this small arrow and click on apply to apply the modifier. Perfect. Now let's make the leg quickly. To make the leg, I'm going to press 3 to go to my side view. I'll click on this capsule here, and then I'm going to press Shift D to duplicate. Let me drag this up a bit so you see what I'm doing. So I'm going to press Shift D to duplicate. I press Enter, and then I press G and Z to bring it down. We are trying to make the legs now, and then press Enter. Now I'm going to press S to scale these legs in a bit. Enter, still to GZ to bring it down. I'm still going to scale it in. S to scale it in. Okay, this is going to do. Enter. All right. Now I can duplicate the leg again by pressing Shift D, and then Enter, and then I can rotate it by pressing R to rotate. Because I want to rotate it on X axis, I'm going to press X, and then I'm going to press 90. Oh, it's rotated on the other side. If I want to flip it back on the reverse side, I can just do it this way. R to rotate, X for X axis, and then do minus 90 to flip it that way, then press Enter. Now I'm going to do GZ to bring it down. Now I have the legs. Good. Now, one more thing you should do is to ensure, and then press Enter, ensure you join these two together. So you click on this, you hold your Shift key, you click on this other one, and then you press Ctrl J to join. All right. Now, let me press 1 to go to the front orthographic view. Then I can press GX to move this to this side here, and then press GZ to bring it up here. All right. Now I am going to apply a mirror modifier to the legs. To do that, you click on the modifiers property tab, you click on add modifier, you search for mirror modifier, and then you take this object eyedropper tool here, and then click on the capsule, the sphere again. Okay, now that I've done the mirror modifier, I'll just apply it. Click on that small icon and apply. All right, without wasting much time, I'm going to do the eyes quickly. To do the eyes, I'm going to use a mesh torus. So I'm going to press Shift A to insert a mesh torus right here. Since it is inserted, I'm going to press R to rotate quickly, and then press X to rotate it on X axis, and press 90 and press Enter. Now I'm going to do G and Z to move it up. All right, Enter, and then press S to scale and scale it a bit in. Perfect. This is okay. Now, okay, let me still scale it in. Okay, I think this is okay. So just press 3 to go into your side view. If you watch, it's still at the center, so we have to move it out. So just press G and X to move it. Sorry, G and Y. GY to move it out on the Y axis. Can you see that? All right. So I can press 1. Oh, sorry. Let me do that. G and Y to move it out. Good. Enter. Now we can press 1 to go back to the front view. So we can now insert our UV sphere to make the big eyes right there. So to do that, Shift A again. We go to Mesh and then UV sphere. You can see that. So we press G and Z to move it up. Okay. Enter. We can press S to scale it and scale it inward. All right. Enter. Now I'm going to press 3 to go back to the side view, and then do G and Y to move it out. Okay, perfect. Now let me see what it's looking like on the front view. So I'm going to press 1 to go back to the front view. This is perfect. Now one more thing you need to do now is to rotate this circle so that we can use it to make the eyes, right? So to rotate it, you press R to rotate. One will rotate it on X axis, so you press X and then 90. Perfect, and then you press Enter. Good. The remaining two things we're going to do is the headband and then the hair. To do the headband, I'm going to click on this capsule first. Press the tab key to go into edit mode, right? Now, since I'm on edit mode, I'm going to loop cut this object a bit. So to loop cut, you just press Control R to add a loop cut. And then you click, and then you drag this up a bit here, and then you press Enter. So this is going to do for the headband. So to do the headband, I'm going to switch to face select. Let me tilt this thing a bit so you see what I'm doing, right? So I'm going to select all these similar faces. So if I click on this face, I'm going to hold the Alt key and click on another face. You can see that all similar faces around has been selected, right? Now to extrude it, I'm going to press Alt E to extrude. For Mac users, you press Option key and E. So I'm a Windows user, so I'm going to press Alt E. Now once you press Alt E, it shows you this dialog box. Make sure you click on Extrude Faces Along Normal. So once you click this, you can just extrude this out a bit, and we have the headband, right? You press Enter. So the final thing we are going to model now is the hair. To model the hair, let me go back to object mode by pressing the tab key. Okay, to model the hair now, all I need to do is to use a mesh cylinder. So shift A to insert a mesh cylinder. There you go. So I'm going to press S to scale this, scale it down, right? Good. I can also press S to scale again and Z to scale it on Z axis. Good. Enter. Now I can move that up by pressing G and Z. Let me drag this thing down so you can see what I'm doing. So now I can press GZ, and move the hair up. All right, this is okay. Enter. Now watch. To complete this, I am going to press the tab key to go into edit mode. Now click on face select mode and just select the top face here, And then I'm going to press S to scale this down. If I want to get a pointy, perfect pointy, I'll just press 0 to round that up and then press enter. All right, so I can press tab again to go back to object mode. Now I am on object mode. So I need to quickly press 1 to go back to my front view. Now see how I'm going to arrange this perfectly. For now, let's just leave it as one hair, right? So I'm going to press GZ to bring it down a bit. Good. And then you press enter. All right, guys, let's quickly texturize this model. To texturize this model, all I'm going to do, first of all, is to click on my viewport shading tab, the material viewport shading tab. So once you hit the material viewport shading tab, it's going to take some time to process. So you allow your system to process a bit. When it's done processing, we give it the materials immediately, no wasting time. Now to start, all you need to do is to click on your material property tab here. You click on material property tab, and then we are going to click on this capsule, and you can also select the hands. You hold the shift key and select the hands, and the leg too. Hold the shift key and select the leg. Okay, now we can come to new material. You click on this new material here. I'm going to allow it to load a little. In case your system also lags, just give it time to process because we are working on material. It's fine. All right. I'm going to teach you how to render this model, and then I'm also going to show you how to add your materials and texture right now. Okay, without much further ado, let's delve into it. The first thing you need to do is to select this capsule. Once the capsule is selected, to add a material, first thing first, make sure you click on the material preview shading tab right here. So once you click on the material preview shading tab, click on the capsule, or you can say the sphere, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so let's add some material. You click on the material property tab, then you click on new, and then you click on the base color to add a new material. We're going to use this color, yellow, and then you click out. All right. So we are going to do the same for the hand. For the hand, you click on the hands, you click on the plus sign, or you just click on new here, and then you also right now you can click on this and then quickly select so the hand turns to that. Now for the leg, I am going to give the leg a yellow too. So I'm going to click on new right here, and then select this. Click on this eyedropper tool to select the same color for the leg. All right. So right now, okay, let me also give one of the hair a black color. So I'm going to click on new, and then under the base color, just put this down to black, and that gives it a black. Now for this torus for the face, I'm going to click on new and go to the base color. I want to ensure I bump this up, so we can bump this up. Now make sure it's RGB normal, and then to make it shiny, to make a metal shiny material to this, all you need to do is to bump up this metallic part here, right? And then you can also reduce the roughness to make it more shiny. Good. All right. Now, okay, guys, back to the tutorial. All right, to assign a new material to this object, all you need to do is to click on this mesh. You click on the tab key, and then you press Z to go into wireframe mode. You click on wireframe mode. Once you're on wireframe mode, ensure you press 3 to be on the side view. Now, click and select the whole of this vertices here. Now, I am going to assign a black material to this. So I am going to click. Let me remove this. So all you need to do is to click on the plus sign to add a new material. Then you click on new, and then you click on the base color, and then you can drag this to give it a black feel, and then you click out. Good. Now that you've made a new material, just click on assign to assign it. So once I click on assign, you'll see if I come back to my viewport shader under material preview mode, you can see that I've made that black. Let me press 1 so you can see that, right? But if you look closely, like it didn't affect all the vertices here. Okay, so I can just go ahead and click on this on my faces right here. Click on this face. I can use the Alt key. I can hold the Alt key to click this, and I just want that to be white, so I am going to assign white to that. All right. Okay. Now let me go back to object mode. To give the pants a blue color, I'll go ahead and press Z. Click on this. Um, Press the tab key to go into edit mode. Now I'm going to select the pants, which starts from here. In fact, before I select that, let me press Z to go back to. Let me press Z and go back to wireframe mode. Once you're on wireframe mode, you can select all these faces, and then you click on new material, and then click on new. We want to give a blue color to this. I think this will do. You click out and then click on assign to assign that. Also, I want this um here to be blue. Let me select this. I want no just the first line here. So I'm also going to assign blue to that. Then I want to switch to faces. Let me go back to my material preview mode. You can see that. So I want to also select this. I'm on face select mode now. I have to select this, and this, this, and this, and also assign a blue material to that. Good. Okay, then for the boots, if I press Z to come back to wireframe mode, before that, let me come back to object mode. Select this, press tab to go into edit mode. Select this, legs, and we want to assign the black material. So you click on the plus sign, click on new, click, and then you drag this down to give it a black. Now you can assign it. Let's go back to the material preview mode. You can see that. Okay. So for the for the for the gloves for the gloves, all I need to do, I can come back to object mode, click on the hand, and then press the tab key to go back to edit mode, right? And I can simply press Z and then click on wireframe mode. Now on wireframe mode, I can select all of this and then hold my shift key to select all of these spaces, and I can click on new material and apply. Click on new here and click here, and also drag this down to assign the black material to there. Click out. So you can click on assign. Now for the black side, you click. Let me go back to material preview so you see. Okay. Now for this, tap to go back to object mode. Once you click on this, you press the tab to go back, and then make sure you're on face select. I want to give it like a headband, so I'm going to click on this face, then hold my Alt key and click on this to select all similar faces. Now to apply or assign the black material to that, I simply just need to click on the plus sign to assign the new material. Click on new. Now I can click on the base color and drag this down to give it a black hue, and I can click on assign to give that a black. Okay, since I already have the hair here, I can simply just press 3 to go to the side view and duplicate that. So once you click on this GY to move this, right? So I'm going to do Shift D to duplicate it. Can move it here, out to rotate. I'm making the hair now. Then Shift D to duplicate, out to rotate. Then you can also press 1. Now, same thing here, Control Shift D to duplicate. We bring it to the side. G. G, Y, or GX, GZ to move it up, Shift D to duplicate, GX to move it to the side, R to rotate, GX. Okay, I think this will do for the hair for now. Alright, so guys, to render this object, before we render, I feel like this eyes is not really at the center. So I'm going to rotate this a bit. I'm going to press R to rotate and Z to rotate it a bit on Z axis. Okay. All right. Now let's render. To render, you press 0 to go into camera mode. Now I can hit the 0 key again, and I'm going to add a simple mesh plane. To add a mesh plane, all you need to do is to press Shift A, and then you click on mesh plane, and then you can press S to scale this mesh plane, and then you bump it up. Just bump it right up, and then you press Enter. Now I'm going to press 1 again to go to front view. 1 to go to front view, and let's see 0. Go. So guys, a quick adjustment here. I have to bring this object down. So to do this, I'll just select all of these objects and then simply do GZ to move it down to touch the green line since my plane is right there. So GZ, I'll bring it down. Good. And then 0 again to see my camera view. Then I can adjust my camera. Once you click on the camera, you can press G to move it down. Can you see that? Good. This is perfect. Okay. Now I can also scale my plane right now and press S to scale the plane to cover the entire view. Nice. Now the last thing I'm going to do here, I'm just going to set up my render engine. But yeah, now let's go straight to it. You click on the render property tab and then you go straight to where you have the render engine. Make sure you switch this to cycles. Once it's on cycles, you come down to where you have the max sample right here. You click and make sure you set it to 2. And then also come down to the max sample down here. Click and also set it to 2. All right. And once you've done that, the the last thing you need to do here is to come to world settings and under the color, make sure you turn this up. Just drag this to like white. Okay, drag this up to white. Okay, you can leave it somewhere here. All right, with that you can now click on render and click on render image to see what you've done so far. And guys, you can see how sweet this is, right? Now just a quick tip: before it's done rendering, just in case your meshes are not looking so smooth, there is also a way to make it more smooth. You can add subdivision surface modifiers to these objects to also enhance the look. Now if I want to add a subdivision surface modifier, I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So let me quickly do that so you can see. Now I am going to guys, if you want to make this object smoother, all you just need to do is to apply a subdivision surface modifier to this object. To apply a subdivision surface modifier, all you need to do is to select the object, right? So I'm going to press A to select all these objects right now. A to select all. You go to your Blender modifiers property tab. Once you go to the modifiers property tab, you click on add modifier. You search for subdivision surface modifier, and then you bump up the smoothness to 6 at least. Now I'm going to bump up the smoothness level to 6. And then under the render setting, don't forget to also bump up the smoothness level there to 6. All right. With that, you should have a good looking and shiny and smooth model. All right. And that is all for this tutorial. Make sure you get your own model ready for grading in the next class. Thank you. And have a nice day, guys. Bye.